You said you're Presbyterian?
Yeah, yeah, Presbyterian,
Why should
Protestant,
I
whatever you want to
worship your
call it.
Presbyterian God?
For me, I think you should worship him because he offers eternal life and salvation. I think he restores your heart and your soul. The deep things you struggle with, I think he can really heal you from that. And I've seen that in my life
I
and
don't think
through
that's
other
possible
testimonies.
since he doesn't exist, though.
Why do you think he doesn't exist?
Well, just because his description's a contradiction, hence he's fiction.
Can you elaborate on like it being a
Yeah, he's
contradiction?
described in a way that is impossible, which means he's impossible, which means he can't possibly exist. Like, is there anything God can't do?
No.
Okay. And can God sin?
God cannot sin, no.
Yep. Great. Okay. So that is a very clear and perfect contradiction. He both can do everything and there's a thing he can't do. That's impossible. That sentence doesn't make sense. So I don't believe in him.
Okay,
Sin is
I
a
see what
thing.
you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. So this is a contradiction. Sometimes we talk about my purple cat. He's actually omni purple. It's an all purple cat. It's head to toe, top to bottom, inside and out, purple. Its teeth are purple. Its whiskers are purple. Its eyes are purple. Its hair is purple. It poops purple, and its tail is purple. It's also half yellow. What I've just described to you is impossible. You can't be all purple and half yellow. It doesn't make sense. The way that I've described my cat to you, that cat can't exist.
Yeah, I think I see what you're saying.
So,
But I
same with God,
think
to say he both can do everything and he's half yellow, or and there's things he can't do, that doesn't make sense. That God can't exist.
yeah, I think maybe I should rephrase sort of in a way in terms of everything. I think I mean that God has control and power over everything.
Like, how do you deal with the can God create a rock so heavy he can't lift it?
Yeah, I think that's sort of like a little bit of a fallacy they try to trip in. Is it like God can create what is it again? Like God can create a rock that is like
Yeah,
bigger than
I
he
like to
can.
do it with a house. Can you make a house too small that he can't fit in it?
Okay, well, I mean, I guess from a physical perspective, no, because God is not really, again, constrained by
Yeah.
physical laws. So, I mean,
It's
you
just
could fit
the
in
weird
a
thing is that you
infinitely small
can,
house.
right? Like you can do that.
You're saying that I could fit in a,
You could make a house too small to fit in. That's like within
oh
your
yeah,
wheelhouse. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. So
Right.
it's like it's strange that there's things that we humans can do that God can't do.
But I think in some sense that maybe sort of justifies the creation universe in my eyes because there really is no explanation to why we're here or why the universe was created. I mean, you can look to the Big Bang Theory, but
That's true
that's
of both
still
world.
something
No,
that's
it's
kind of
true of
beyond
both
our
worldviews.
comprehension.
Yeah, we don't know why either.
So, I
Right.
mean, I think that for me at least, God sort of answers that is that
Wait, what's the
you
question?
need,
Hold on. What's the question?
I'm saying like, why are we here? How was the universe created? Like
Okay,
the
how is the
bigger
universe created is
questions
a
like that.
great question. And so, what's the answer?
Well, I think that God created the universe, in my opinion.
So that answers who, but how
Mhm.
was the universe made was the question.
Well, I mean, in Genesis 1:1, God simply created it. There really is no, we don't know
No
exactly
how
how he created it,
explanation.
but we know that
Okay,
God created
so
the
the question
universe.
still stands. You answered who. I could do that. I could just say
Right.
nobody, right? Like that's my answer. But neither of us are answering how, so it doesn't really offer that much,
Right. Yeah. I
unfortunately.
guess it's more just like I guess just like the bigger question, like why we're here,
Okay.
why we're in this position, sort of, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
Like
us,
why the universe was
why
created.
are we here? I think that's going to go to each person. Like a mind kind of
Hmm.
determines its own purpose, I think. But what
Hmm.
about for you? Why are we here?
Well, in my opinion, I think that this is sort of our basically like our waiting room for heaven because I don't think that earth is our home. For me, in
Yeah,
my view, heaven
perfect
is the
sense.
ultimate goal to be with God. Right now, we are
Why
kind of
didn't he just
separated
make
from
us
God
there to
because of sin.
begin with? There's this perfect God in this
Hmm.
perfect existence with no flaws. And then he sees this end in sight where there's other people, right? Souls and stuff. And they're in heaven with him. And not all of them. Some of them are like in eternal hell. Most of them are eternal hell, but like some of them are in heaven with him. Why didn't he just do that right away? Why did he make hell and earth and stuff? He could have brought all the souls right into existence in heaven and
Mhm.
then we're there. Like what why is there suffering involved? Why is there torture involved?
Well, I think that that ties into free will. So I think from what we've seen in the Bible or what I've read is that God is a loving God who longs for a relationship with people. So he created earth so that he could create humans to therefore have a relationship with. If he simply just put us all in heaven, then that would be involuntary.
What did we volunteer for? What's our free will to exist or he forced us to exist?
Well, I mean, we chose to, honestly, I really don't know why. I just
It
know
just
that
seems
God
like
longed for a
if he
relationship
like
with us.
he didn't give us a choice. He forced us to be on earth, which is a high risk, right? It could suck here. It also we might go to hell. He could have, since he's forcing us to exist anyways, force us to exist in heaven where it's great. And then once we're there, he can be like, if you want, you can leave. Or if you want, you can stop existing altogether. I can snap my fingers. Or if you want, you can go be tortured in hell. It's up to you. And then we would actually have a more informed choice. What he gave us was he forced us into this test that we didn't want to be a part of. And then he hid himself from us and wants us to believe in him anyways and gave us these rules that don't make sense. Like this story is insane.
I mean, first of all, God did not force us to believe in him. He has his free
No,
will.
no, no. He
God
forced us to
respects our
exist on
decision.
earth. I mean,
Mm. Well, I mean, again, I mean, there's the fact that, yeah, that's a question that I really have not gotten to. And again, I mean, maybe this is the fact that I'm only 18 years old. I haven't really explored all those
no, you're old
questions.
enough to
But
know. That's around the time I started thinking about this stuff. I mean, like you're old enough to think about it. You
right,
shouldn't know
right.
the answer right now. It's one of the questions I thought about that led me to atheism. So I want you to think about it, right? Like I think it's a smart thing to think about. There isn't an answer. My old pastor Dave, I used to ask him about stuff like this when I was a Christian, and he thought about that question for 70 years and never had an answer. And not just thought about it, but he like did theological deep dive research. I think about it as a timeline. Let me show you the timeline. I don't know what this is, but let me erase that. Let's get that out of here. So at the beginning of time, you have God, and then you have uh, everything's perfect 100%, and then there's this end goal where assumingly everything is going to be perfect again, right? Like it's going to stay he's going to keep it 100. You're an 18-year-old, you know about keep it 100. That's kid talk uh,
Right.
for a thing, for something. And so he's going to keep it 100 at the end. At some point he made the universe, and so there was God and the universe. Along with that there's like sin and Cain and Abel, and then like he had to do the flood. That sucked. That's a down. Oh, the Amalekite. You know about the Amalekites, Jay? Whoa. Holy
No,
shit,
I'm
that's
not.
bad. We're gonna read it to you. We got to read it tonight. Eventually, Jesus came. That was cool. And then died, and then came back to life. And then there was like the Crusades and the Holocaust and a bunch of other stuff. And like Obama was cool. That's over here. And then Trump and stuff. And then eventually, somehow, it's going to get back up to this. There's going to be a certain number of souls that join him over here. Let's say
Right.
it's going to be like 10% of souls, and then the other 90% are suffering eternally in hell. So he went from perfect universe, the entirety of all existence was 100% perfect, to this method that involved all this and left the universe less than perfect because 90% of people go to hell. This is nuts. This is not a good plan.
Right.
A perfect God made the universe less perfect than it already was. That's a like disastrous failure.